Just sitting at the gate, waiting for them to open. There's the man, always on time, never late. Gonna get the 220 loaded up and hauled off to another project this morning. Mr. Donnie. That good?
You say so.
If I say so?
Yeah.
We'll go to highway, how about that?
I don't buy no light bulb.
Well, I'm driving in front of you, so I won't see it.
Yeah, the best thing, I don't know what.
I just drove over. I don't know why they're hanging from my darn exhaust pipes. All right, got it all loaded up, chained down. It's gonna hook back up. We're gonna roll on down the highway. We got about 60 miles to go. And just like that. There we go. got all the way down here to my project. What I'm going to be doing is clearing out these trees right here. And there's an old culvert here in the road. I'm going to dig this out. It's a 15-inch pipe. And replace it with a 36 and fill all this in, because there's a little run-in for the horses and they have to go through the creek now. So I'm going to pretty much, what happens every time it rains, it floods and it washes all the mats out of the barn. So what I'm going to be doing is straightening the creek out, putting the new culvert pipe in, and covering it up and getting rid of all these dead trees along the way. So it's just a little 15-inch pipe, and getting that dug down and lowered up, it should help this area drain a little better. Alright, let's push some trees over. I'm going to make room. There's a big dead one right here behind me. I want to go ahead and get it down on the ground, and that way I'm not working around it. Because it literally looks like it could fall over in like one little bump. channel up, get everything from like right there back. And I'm gonna dig a kind of like a little watering hole right here. All this is sand. It's gonna be wet as crap, but that's what I'm gonna use to cover the pipes up with. And it'll also give it like a little pond down here almost. Not a big one, just whatever I need to dig to get enough dirt to cover that pipe pretty much.
Lot of sand.
concrete in the ditch, I'll probably use it on like the front and the back side of the pipe to keep it from eroding. Alright, I'm gonna get this finished up and go take some So now that I got the trees down, you can see a little bit better. The creek come through here, and there's a little 16-foot culvert through here to access the back part of this farm. Well, there's so much water that this little 15-inch pipe can't handle it, and it floods and it backs water all up into the horse barn right there and washes everything out. So what I'm going to do is take this out. I'm actually going to straighten it up. See how it comes out, curves around, it's washing that out. I'm going to start the ditch right there and cut it through here. Start my pipe about right in here, and wherever 40 foot goes, fill that in and build a new path around here and use all this concrete to either fill in this hole or kind of armor the slopes. And I'm just going to dig a little hole in the creek up there to get the sand and dirt that I need to cover all this up. So I'm going to go ahead and dig all this out. There's no telling what I'm going to find in here. Pile all the concrete up over here so that I have access to it. I have a feeling there's a lot of concrete here. Try to get everything dug down to that elevation down there, just so the pipe has as much coverage as possible. It's going to be whatever this works out to be. Just kind of lay into that mud. way I can get this pipe low enough to have enough cover over it to be able to drive stuff. Got this old culvert real quick. Somewhere in here. We had a 12-footer. And I'll finish digging this out. Let me let this water out. I'll finish digging this and then kind of figure out where the culvert pipe needs to go. Alright, here's the pipe I delivered last weekend. I'm going to put this one in first. I got an old piece of pipe and a new piece of pipe. They're the same diameter but from different companies, that's why they look slightly different. Covered in front of the little shelter there as I can, but also enough where it leaves a very nice path through here. I'm going to set this about right here. Ta-da! I might have to dig out a little bit more. Let me get out there and look at it. I need to measure it and see how far another 20 feet is going to go. Alright, let's put the other pipe in. I got the gasket all oiled up so it'll slide together. Set this right here. Put the other one in. Let's stay right there. Then I can kind of shove it into that one. I dug all that out a little deeper. I got it about about 6 inches deeper in the ground, and I've dammed the creek up to keep the water from flowing through. Oh, that about right there. Might have to come a little bit farther down. I can always push it back. Can almost grab that one from right there, put it in. I don't know if I can fit through the tree there now. Well, crappers, I should have drove around this way with it. Backing up. Maybe I can slide it past and then grab it. Backing up. See if I can slide it up here. Now I can grab it. Probably just push this end on. One good jolt, and it's together. That's as far as it goes. It's right there at the home. Alright, I think I want to slide this back just a little bit now. Even with the front of that barn, I can fill all that in, and that still leaves a nice path straight through here. Alright, got the grading bucket put on. Pipe is in place. Everything's good to go. Still got the creek dammed up. I'm going to go up here and cut this out real quick while it's still dammed up, and put all this dirt on top of the pipe, so when all that water gushes through here, it won't wash out beside it. Kind of get that contained right there. So let me come up here real quick and dig this out. Then I'm going to kind of dig a little water hole out in that area right there to get enough of this sand and dirt to cover all this up and build a road through here. Let's get to work. Alright, so I'm going to kind of dig out the creek channel, because when I added the new culvert pipe, it sits a lot lower than the creek was before, and all it's going to do is wash a bunch of sand down in it unless I dig it out. Skim down and get some of this clay. Sand will fill back in, but I want to put some of this clay on the uphill side as it won't wash out. I'm going to put a lot of concrete around it anyways. I can kind of fill this back in a little bit with sand. Just a little something that won't wash out. go. Just dump this stuff around it. It's going to be pretty liquidy and wet. It'll filter in there pretty good. Clearly can't pack mud. Luckily, I don't need to move this machine, so I'll pile all this stuff in here and let it sit for the week and dry out. Then I can come back in here and track over it and grade it out. But this stuff sits overnight. It'll be hard enough where it won't move any. About to have a good little flow of water. I don't quite want all those roots in there though. Go set the camera up on the other end of the pipe because it's going to come gushing out pretty good. About to have good flow. Flow. nice flow of good muddy water. That'll clear up here really quick though. The pipe, I'm just going to dig a little hole out here in the creek. A little watering hole. Get some of this better clay right here. Kind of go around the pipe. Just track it down here. It's only probably 10 or 15 bucketfuls. Keep them having to move it so much. Big bucket for that. It gets more. Make every scoop count. That big job I did at the shooting range where it's all liquid sand, but you dump it out and let it sit overnight and it's hard as concrete the next day. Exactly what this is going to be. So I'm not worried about it being sloppy wet backfilling the pipe. Ideally he would not want to do this, but for a farm path crossing, fine and dandy. Little sand, just kind of mix it all together. It'll bond pretty good. Keep dumping it and pushing across. I'll probably end up doing a pile and then going over there and laying it over. Then I'll take all these little pieces of concrete, kind of build a little wall around that. Should be a-okay. Liquidy, it flows around the pipe real good. It's a little repetitive what I'm doing, but by the time I dug it, laid it here, and moved it with a skid steer or whatever, I have to bring another machine. I might as well just scoop it up, track it back and forth 15, 20 times, whatever it takes. bank right here. Just I'll probably lose a little over here and work my way on back. So I got all the dirt I need to cover that up. Now I'm just going to pull back this slope. Got the little water hole dug. Kind of slope everything up. Grade it out as I go. Pull back the bank so that if they want to walk down here to it, they can. Into the sun is not fun. this up and work my way out. all done. Got the brush piled up. Got my tracks nice and muddy. Managed to get everything done today. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, and whenever I come back and move the machine out, slick this up a little bit better. It's pretty much just liquid sand right now, but it's a nice creek crossing. I just left the grating bucket down here. I'll grab it on the way out, but I got the pipe put in and the road built across here. It's liquid goop, but it'll dry out and be a nice little road across here. Probably a day or two it'll be dry enough to drive across. And I threw some rocks around this side, so the creek's down about almost probably 2.5 feet lower than it was, so hopefully that bigger pipe will take care of all that. And they ended up with a little water hole right here for the horses to drink out of. His son was down here playing. He parked all his equipment in a line for the night, that way I can get fueled up. But that'll be a nice little drinking hole for the horses. That'll clean up probably overnight. Threw some concrete in there, maybe it'll kind of hold the grade a little bit better. Walk across here, might be able to see it a little bit better. As you can tell, it's got good flow. Hopefully that'll handle it during all normal rains. He said he's only seen it flood bad enough to get up in here like twice. Hopefully that won't be a problem now. I think it's high enough where the water will go actually run around that side before it comes over here. And I took all that old concrete and junk and just threw it in there and put the rest of it. It ain't pretty, but it'll wash off and clean up some. Kind of those old pipes, I crushed them up and put them in there, kind of as a little dissipator pad. All right, nice easy little project. Just let it dry and touch it up and make it look nice.